Time to torture to the tail bug. I know, you're hot already. This doesn't seem fair, but some of you guys need to get cleaned up. You're hairy as hell. Okay, back up. First things first, we don't need to give her any excuses unless she's going to curb stomp and whack everything. Give her some bug spray. You need to get cleaned up again because the only way this animal ends up looking like she's appropriate, yeah, when you have less hair everywhere, to be exact. She is along the mane, along the face. Probably one of my least favorite horses to work with. There's many things she's got right. She's trying to improve, but like that head tossing while she's getting harnessed and stuff gets really old. Right? You could just not. That would be cool. Only way this horse is going to improve is continuing doing what we've been doing, as she definitely is showing improvements. But there we go. Get her bridled up. And I've got two down here that need to get stripped down. Sadly, like when we're in the harness and stuff at shows, you can't immediately remove their tack, so they do have to learn how to deal with that. So though it'd be basically like your job being hot yoga. Some days you're going to seem really rough about it. Other days you're going to feel really good about it. And they're doing really well. They're good horses. This one is not going, it's just going to go a little loops and loops around. Does take a bridle quite well. Most of my horses do take a bridle well. There's a few that make me feel like I don't know what I'm doing, but they'll come around to it eventually. It's gotta be a little looser, or else she won't be able to breathe. Just be a bit tighter, or else she gaps her mouth. Not a massive fan of the check bit that I need on her in order to get her to drive correctly, but she did seem very responsive to it lately. Fix your forelock, baby. And that's what I need. So, what you need too. I don't mean to be a dick towards her, but She needs to carry herself with a little more pride, and technically. All right. I think I'm going to dip out of service for 2 seconds. I'll be back. I just need to grab some cones. Coming for you, Joey. A little bit longer. All right. When we go out for a drive, it's important not to cut the corners. Sometimes if you put a visual, it makes it a little easier not to screw that up. So, make sure she comes out. Gotta make it realistic though. That side's gonna suck, but there's a bit of an incline. This is like not the most ideal setup for an arena. I make do with what I got, but if I'm being honest, it's not perfect. So set up the cones so that way you have to go around them, so that way you kind of have a visual about how to get her to stay on the outside. Well, on the outside, there's a lot more hilling that will help with growing her booty. So grab the horse, get her hooked up. Okay. First off, that's good, there's a knot. Okay. There is not my favorite, as I've said several times, which is awesome because honestly, I think I was starting to say this one's my favorite, this is a favorite, this is a favorite, a little too much. So at least you guys know I'm not bullshitting you, that there is some that make me want to scream, and it would be this one. It is very possible for her to come off the disliked list. Several have done it in the past. And ironically, it's usually when I work with them more. So that's what you got to do, is sort of shape them up to be the animal you want them to be. And that will get you in a much happier spot. There we go. Okay. So, oh, you guys around for a bit. There we go. Let's go get that team dismembered. Guys are great. It is a very, very humid day. I think the temperature says that it's only in the 80s. Snapchat says temperature is only 81. However, everyone's saying heat index is over 100. Whatever the hell that means. I'm from Vermont. I like the cold. So no matter what, I'm not very happy in the heat. Not very happy in the summer. But I always say we show in the summer, we show in the heat. So you gotta still get them out and practice that. All this hot stuff. Step up, Step up. All right. Get you back at the front. Okay. Undo your lines. Starting. All right. Lines off, checks are off. They can lower their heads, and I can pull their lines. Gentle. Bring them up for next time. This boy is Joey. Joey is the only gelding on the farm. Yes, you are. And he is technically sold to a new home. I love this horse a lot, and I'm going to be very sad to see him go. But a gelding is a neutered male, and a neuter male is not very helpful on a breeding farm for females, mares. So we'll be going there. Whoa, whoa, back up. How are you going? Ain't hosing off time yet. Good. Drop your bit in some water though. This one, on the other hand, is Bailey. Bailey is one of my favorite mares on the farm. Like I just said, I think people kind of get sick of hearing everyone's my favorite, although I just really do love a lot of the animals in my farm. Had my boss is picking on me that when I go to this bigger show in the fall, if there will end up being a horse that catches my eye. And I can say without a doubt, I will not be buying a horse, especially, sorry, baby. Got to unplug that. Especially at that show. I have all the horses I could need. I actually have a few too many, and this one's pregnant, so we'll be looking to go the other way. I would love to get down to maybe 10 horses. 12 doesn't sound too far off of 10, but you'd be surprised with 2 horses. Very sorry, guys, about the voice. Sounds a little iffy. I'm getting over some summer virus thing, and it's been rough. Tell you what. All right. Get your jockey off. And we'll take you guys up and hose them right down. Here we go. Hey. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Joey. Guys, forgot to unclip him. What a dear. He was like, Mom, my head's stuck. Okay. Let's go with a little different angle of the dangle. Pull these harnesses off. They are toasty. Rinse out. Hey, girls. Okay. I'm going to put you guys back where it normally goes because there's no room for all of us in that area. Very hard for me to see on this one. Broke the screen. I have a screen protector on it. Back up. Starting tomorrow, the fair is coming out, so tomorrow and Friday will be much more leg day. I don't know what the plan is exactly. I'm being honest. Joey, they're like, where's the hose down? Back up. You're ready for the good stuff. And check. Technically, if I didn't already have this, I'd have another team pulling out. Milo had a vet appointment this morning. Okay. This is one of those days where you gotta make sure that you wait until the water isn't piss warm. Otherwise, you're gonna burn your horse. Ow, that's hot. Wait until the water gets cold. Oh, he loves that. Back up. Back up. I'm going to make sure these guys get to go out in the sand. I don't think I'll ever understand what their obsession is with sand. There's probably studies on it. But so your lack of nuts get toes off. Woo! I know. It's cold. You're hot and it's cold. What a combo. Let's move everybody to safety and then we're going to swing his butt over. Not my preferred way of hosing him off, but when there's two of them here, a little bit of a pain in the ass. Come on. Nope, other way. There you go. That's really low intelligence on your part. Over. There you go. Over. Get away from me. I can only hose you off so fast. I'm sorry. You guys need the name sent out. Get a bit of tomorrow's activity. really getting it now. There you go. You a big girl. Okay. They are cleaned up. That goes for 21. A little bit longer. Over. You need a shoe boil. That was good girl. All right. They're going to go back out. What I'm going to do is over. That looks awesome. You just go to the outside and I'll grab, and they're going to go out. Did you put alfalfa in their stalls? Okay. Then you can turn them in and let them eat that first and then go. Hide behind the horse. Go forward. Go that way. Go, go, go. There you go. Good girl. Solid walk. It's a little toasty out. We don't need to trot. Just need to learn how to stand a little bit. But we haven't hit that point yet. Good girl. That's just going to make it so I never go up that side again. She's going to do a bunch of inside stuff. She thinks we stop in that corner. And that makes it so I need to do anything but. You can do this all at a walk. No reason to get your panties in the knot. Not even pulling me. You just walk. Easy and flat walk. Easy. Easy. There you go. Good girl. Easy. And whoop. We're on Buckle her. Whoop. Hey. Whoop. Right there. Stand. Easy. Easy. Ah. No more. All right. Maybe it was not my best spot with that. Whoop. Okay. She is sassy as hell. Whoop. Back. 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 Whoop. Good girl. That's a good girl. There you go. Good girl. You were at least not as exhausted as last time. It is amazing how, like, sometimes it's just like the little things in life, and the fact that she's definitely not as exhausted as she was the last time I did this is all the improvement I'm looking for. Doesn't need to be major. Sometimes it's just the fact that this time she's not dropping her head down to her knees. It means that she's a little more comfortable than she was last time. Well, that was unique. What the fuck was that? Easy, 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 easy. Good girl. I don't know how you handled up, but okay. Easy about that. Well, that's not going to help with your bridling. Right? That's not going to make me smarter. Let's get her hosed off. A little bit easier out here when there's only one. It is super, super annoying though to unhose or to unharness and hose off. She has a tendency to toss her head like a crazy person while it's happening. Won't be a problem with our show harness, but show harness doesn't have the same effect. We are finally going to be at a show this time next week, hence why I still work horses when it gets hot out, because I show horses when it's hot out. Getting better about that head tossing thing. That's awesome. You're a good girl. You want to be, at least. I'm telling you, you want to be. So those two, Raina, can all go. Yeah. Okay. Gonna get Raina closed down. I'm gonna trim up Raina actually. She looks awful, and it's hard to really want to improve her while she's looking like this. We're gonna spend a little time inside. With moi, hairdresser. Although she has clearly addressed her own tail. So that doesn't need attention. What are you snorting about? One of Tilly's many nicknames is Tilly Dragon. She has a tendency to make the worst snorting, panting noises. Like she is just a roarer. She doesn't actually have a roaring anymore. We did take care of that, but you just his poor attitude on life. Knock it off. Let's get that mane trimmed up. You can be trimmed a little shorter than most because I don't really ever need to trim yours again. Okay. Let's get you trimmed. She's definitely not the only one who, but she will be getting a lot. She'll be getting the first one, I guess. And I don't think it needs to be necessarily like cut as much as I need to trim through it. Hopefully I've got one of those thinning combs right here. That will solve all of my problems. Well, my problems with her hair. Right here. Right here. Okay. Got a stool somewhere, but we're going to use this. So when I'm braiding her mane, I will actually put it on the other side. So I can trim it on this side knowing that I'll be flipping it for when we go up in competition. Hopefully this thing helps me out and it doesn't. Yeah, I don't totally butcher this. Just a little mane thinner. Make it a little more manageable. Manageable. Oh my God. This definitely needed to get done. Gonna make it way cuter. Certain horses will handle certain amounts of mane trimming. I got one there named Blair who I don't think enjoys being a girl at all, and she absolutely hates me cleaning up her mane. Thankfully, she doesn't have a lot, so that saves me a lot of energy on that aspect. Fuck me. Pretty bad. I mean, I knew it was bad. That's why I was stressing it, but her, she's not going to enter in as many classes. She's just not ready yet. I mean, you guys saw 20 minutes out in the arena dragging that tire is about enough for her to call it for the day. So she's not going to be in a lot of classes. However, I'm hoping by the end of the year we will be getting somewhere with her, and that will